I am Charlie, with the phrase that has instantly come to symbolise solidarity with the French magazine. Cartoonists around the world expressed their horror at events in Paris. The sense of shock was shared by British Muslims who gathered in an East London restaurant to tell me their views.
How can these people use the name of Islam as justification to murder people, murder children, murder journalists, murder people who have done nothing wrong, who just expressed their opinion? Come on, that's not Islam.
But there's also concern over the very assumption that ordinary Muslims would do anything other than condemn these attacks.
There's a growing, frustration within the Muslim community to feel that with any event, they have to kind of take a back seat and immediately apologise for something when it has nothing to do with us as individuals on an individual basis.
And there's far from consensus over whether satirical images of the Prophet Mohammed should provoke offence.
To depict pictures of the Prophet, peace be upon him, is offensive for me.
The Prophet, Jesus, Isa, peace be upon him, he is constantly ridiculed. On T-shirts, in magazines, in songs, whatever it may be. Jesus, peace be upon him, is constantly ridiculed. Are you upset about that? Because there are thousands of images about him.
It's not the first time anger over material deemed anti-Islamic has escalated. In 1989, Salman Rushdie's satanic verses angered Muslims, with Iran's Ayatollah issuing a fatwa calling for the author to be killed. Then in 2004, Dutch director Theo van Gogh was murdered after a film he made portraying violence against Muslim women. A year later, a Danish newspaper's cartoons of the Prophet Mohammed, including one depicting him as a suicide bomber, sparked heated protests. The cartoons were republished by Charlie Hebdo, whose offices were later targeted by a petrol bomb. Speaking in 2012, editor Stéphane Charbonnier defended the magazine's cartoons.
The Prophet Mohammed is sacred to Muslims, and I can understand that, but for Muslims only. I'm an atheist. Muhammad is not sacred to me. I understand that Muslims don't violate their law of blasphemy, and I don't blame them for not finding our cartoons funny. But they shouldn't tell me under which law I should live.
He has now been killed in this attack. Freedom of expression campaigners have reacted with defiance.
The best way we can respond to this is continue to exercise our right to express ourselves freely, to continue to satirise, to offend, to mock and to make jokes.
For many Muslims, that satire remains controversial, but they are clear it does not explain violence and killing.
You and I can disagree about whether or not cartoons of the Prophet are offensive or not. We can both agree you don't go out and shoot somebody for it.
As the events in Paris reverberate around the world, it's perhaps fitting that it's the cartoonist's pen which speaks loudest of all. Afua Hirsch, Sky News.